Family Theater presents Claire Booth Luce and J. Carrol Naish. From Hollywood, the Mutual Broadcasting System, in cooperation with Family Theater, brings you J. Carrol Naish in the title role of Peppe Virgo, American citizen. Now, to introduce the drama, your hostess, Claire Booth Luce.
Thank you, Tony Lafrano. Before we proceed to our drama, a word about dramatic force. A very special kind of dramatic force, prayer. It is to make this force better known and more deeply used and loved that Family Theater exists. Family Theater asks all of us to pray with courage and with hope. Now to Peppe Virgo, American citizen, starring J. Carrol Naish. In a true democracy, government under God is from the people and for them. Peppe Virgo was one of those Americans who became a citizen by naturalization. Peppe was yet to learn why we dare not and cannot destroy certain inalienable rights.
Getting animals on your lunch hour? Don't you guys do enough of it during the day?
Well, it's a contest, eh? It's lots of fun.
Tell him my goodness for your violin playing, Peppe.
Well, sure. When you skin the animal, I have to keep the fingers supple and strong, huh? You work the strings with the left hand, and then you need the strength for the movement.
It works both ways. Violin playing makes him a good skinner, and skinning makes him a good violinist, huh, Peppe? The best 4.5-fingered violinist in town.
Well, sure.
Yeah, wise guy, and if you had 50 fingers, he'd still be a better skinner than you are. Okay, everybody, back to the hides. Come on. Hey, Peppe.
Yeah, I'm here, boss. What do you want?
Peppe, you have to go get your time.
What? Get my time, boss?
I'm sorry, Peppe, but you have to go.
Yeah, but why, boss? My work no satisfactory? I'm gonna do something wrong? Why am I have to get my time?
Don't ask me, Peppe. All I know is I got orders to fire you. You can't work here.
I can't work here?
Or in any food plant in the country.
But why? What am I do?
There's a health inspector waiting in the office to see you. All I know, Peppe, is I got orders to fire you.
Peppino, is it you?
Yes, it's me, Angela.
No practice the violin now. You helping me with the table, huh?
I no practice.
For a place. Ruthie from next door come to eat tonight with her fella. Ruthie and me set a trap. I fill his stomach with lasagna. She fill his eyes with a pretty face in pretty dress. Tonight he proposed to marry with her, huh? What's the matter? You not think he's nice? Ruthie is fine, girl Arthur is fine fella. They should be married about the time.
Yeah, he's nice.
Peppino, watch what you do. A knife, a fork, a spoon for each person, huh? Why you put 2 spoons here and 2 knives here? Oh, you just a man. I finish. Stagger yourself some wine, huh?
I'm not thirsty.
You be thirsty after the lasagna.
I'm no hungry.
Peppino, there is something wrong, huh?
I just lose my job.
Madre mia.
Fired. Never before in my life. Fired.
For what?
Because he's ordered. Health inspector, he orders. What am I doing now? How we pay the rent? How we going to buy the food?
We manage. There is just the 2 of us we manage.
That's the door.
Oh, no, don't you worry, Papino. We be all right. No, don't forget, we make it nice for Ruthie, huh?
Hey, the knock. Open the door.
Just a minute.
Hello, Angela.
Hiya, Pepe.
Here, Angela.
Oh, look, Peppino, the lovely flowers, roses. Are they beautiful? Almost beautiful as much as Ruthie, huh, Arthur?
That's what I've been telling her, but she won't believe me.
Oh, why you no believe him, Ruthie?
I'm trying new tactics, Angela. I'm saying no to everything until he feels safe. Then when he asks the important question, I'm going to surprise him and say yes.
Oh, no. Pepe, the one thing I understand less than Einstein's theory is women.
That makes you a very sensible fella.
All day I've been trying to ask her to marry me. I know she loves me, but she refuses to let me pop the question till later tonight.
Honestly, what can be done about men, Angela? They think it's their prerogative to go around disrupting plans.
Well, please, come on, let's see it out. I'm certain after lasagna, questions are going to be permitted.
Calorie chart sure took a beating at your table, Angela.
He gonna propose tonight, huh? No more to worry about you figure.
It just doesn't work that way.
Well, no, you and Ruthie go. Angela and me, we're going to stay home.
We want you to come with us, Pepe. Angela, how about you and Pepe coming to the movies?
Good idea, huh?
Sure, younger people should have certain private time together.
I don't think Pepe enjoys our company. Why, I remember just yesterday he was the joking type man. Quick on the trigger with a gag, ready at the drop of a hat to play the violin. I know Arthur isn't much to look at, Pepe, but he isn't that depressing.
He had the trouble today.
No, go on, bust the bust.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pepe.
Gee, can we do anything?
There's nothing someone can do.
Oh, try us, Pepe. I won't let you look so glum.
Today, he loses his job.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pepe.
Gee, how come, Pepe?
I was fired. I'm a skilled worker. They say at the plant I'm one of the best. But I'm fired.
Those fools don't appreciate a good worker. You'll get another job, Pepe. There are plenty of packing houses in this city.
You don't understand. I must not to work in the food plants anyway. That's an order.
Nobody can issue that kind of an order.
They should. To me, Peppe Virgo, I must not work where is food. Health department inspector say that. What am I doing now? Dig ditches?
Well, where does he get his nerve?
What health department inspector? What did he say exactly, Pepe?
He say I typhoid carrier.
What?
He say I start epidemic in the north 2 times. That they warned me before. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. But I cannot do nothing. It's an order from the state.
Well, I should hope to smile you can do something. You're an American citizen.
Yeah, sure. Me. I'm a citizen.
Oh, you don't have to stand for that nonsense. Where do they get their nerve firing you? Art, your sister works for a lawyer. Call her up.
No, please excuse me. I'm sorry I make a fuss. It's my trouble. Go on, you go to the movies. Please, you go. Enjoy yourself.
Well, don't stand there like a dope, Art. Call your sister.
The proper place for histrionics, Mr. Vernon, is in the theater, not the courtroom. Now, if you'll proceed calmly.
My client, Peppe Virgo, employed by the municipal packing plant, whose work was admittedly satisfactory, was willfully and arbitrarily discharged. This action utterly deprives him of his livelihood. I therefore petition the court for a writ of mandate to the municipal packing plant, ordering that Peppe Virgo's job be returned to him.
Is the health inspector concerned present in the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Step forward, please. What have you to say bearing on this case?
Peppe Virgo comes from Hembley County, which, as you know, is in the north of the state. The first contact the health department had with him was when he was tracked down as the source of an epidemic in that county. He is a typhoid carrier.
Yeah, but that's a mistake, Judge.
Remain seated, Mr. Virgo. Go on, Inspector.
A typhoid carrier, although not a victim of typhoid himself, passes the bacteria on to others. We informed Pepe Virgo of his condition and cautioned him to find employment in other than a food industry. The next time the health department met him was when an epidemic in Ogden County was tracked to its source. Virgo again.
Pepe, Your Honor, this is the first mention there has been of Ogden County. My client claims he never lived there.
In Ogden County, as now, Your Honor, Pepe Virgo denied he was the man. In most cases, typhoid carriers cooperate with us. In those cases they don't, the health department sends warnings and detailed descriptions to all agencies in the state. This man is a menace to the public. All the papers concerned with this case have been submitted to the court.
Just a moment. Yes. Pepe Virgo, come forward, please. Your name?
Pepe Virgo.
Age?
45 years last month.
You lived in Hembley County and in Ogden County.
In Hembley, yes, Your Honor, but in Ogden, no, never.
According to the health inspector, Pepe Virgo has lied before about his place of residence.
But, Your Honor, I'm not the Pepe Virgo which he means.
Would you raise your hands, please? Both of them.
Sure, Your Honor.
Ah, yes, here it is. Half of little finger, left hand missing. Pepe Virgo, obviously you are the same man. You are a menace to the public health. And if the laws of this state permitted, I would commit you to a penal institution. Writ denied.
But, Your Honor, I'm a...
Case dismissed.
And they say I'm a liar. I'm not telling the truth. I say the truth. The many men who skinned the animal got a piece of the finger off. But it's a mistake. I'm not the man.
Well, then what happened, Pepe?
That's enough, you know. The judge, he talk about putting men in jail. I tell you cannot fight for the state. You gotta get into trouble.
No, you won't get into trouble. You're fighting for your rights.
Lies cost money.
If you no get the job back, we don't have no money anyway.
Angela, what's happening to you if they put him in jail? Who's going to take care of you?
What's the matter? I no can work, I no can cook, I no can wash. Oh, I prove Matapino no make people sick, no make the epidemic. We keep a fighting.
Good morning, Pepe. How are you?
I'm all right, Hansi. How's the butcher business?
Fine. Now, what's happening on your case?
Well, my lawyer, Mr. Vernon, he's making me get doctor examination, photographs of my face. Lots of evidence, he said. But Hans, soon I hope I'm going to be able to pay your bill, huh?
Never mind the bill, Pepe. Tell Angela I am angry that she charges not any more meat here.
Sure, I'm going to tell her.
Hello, Pepe. Come into the store. I have a new ice cream flavor, a free sample.
I'm a kind of judge. Angela's waiting with me for lunch.
Now, wait a minute. That's all right. Take some home for dessert. It's a new dessert. You be my first customer and my ice cream tester. It's a free sample.
That's very nice, Judge, but we don't eat ice cream.
Hello, Mr. Virgo. How's the case going?
Oh, it's all right. I guess Mr. Wolaski, my lawyer, he's going to take it to the district court of appeal. Huh? But what's the matter? You no work today, huh?
Oh, I'm on a night shift now. Mr. Virgo, I know I'm not going to say this good, but I tell you, you need anything, you ask me, huh?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Wolaski. I'm not need anything. I don't need anything.
All right. Well, goodbye, Mr.
Goodbye, Mr. Wolaski.
Just a moment. He comes. Peppino, the lawyer on the telephone. Here, talk.
Right. Hello, Mr. Vernon.
Hello, Mr. Virgo. I have some good news.
Good. Something is happening?
The medical report has come back. It shows absolutely no sign of typhoid bacteria.
No sign? Of course, sure. You hear, Angela? No sign of the typhoid, huh?
Another thing, even more important. I sent a man up to Hembley County with those photos of you. He just wired me that he's got a lead on someone who knew the other Pepe Virgo.
It's a fine, Mr. Van. It's a fine. Hey, the district court appeals ahead. Now they're going to give us something, huh?
Well, in reference to that, the District Court of Appeals has refused to reverse the trial court.
Huh?
We'll take it to the State Court of Final Resort.
Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Van. Doctor, he's saying I'm not the typhoid carrier, huh? We got pictures that are going to show the man with the typhoid and not to me. Huh? But the court is not to listen.
It's just a technicality. Now, I know you're innocent, and
Sure, you know I'm innocent. Angela knows I'm innocent. I know I'm innocent. But I'm only a little man. City says I'm guilty. State says I'm guilty. But what a chance I'm got. I tell you all the time, all of you cannot fight to the state.
But we can fight. I understand how bitter you must be, Mr. Virgo.
No, please. I know bitter. I just want to forget. We keep making the trouble with the judges, and then we get into more trouble. Goodbye, please, Mr. Van. Thank you very much.
What's the matter? At first you were happy.
I don't want to talk no more, Angela. Mr. Moroni, he's offering me a job of construction again, and tomorrow I'm going to work for him.
Oh, you're crazy. You're going to push a wheelbarrow. Oh, Peppina, you got a trade.
I got a nothing. They take your job away anytime they want. Same here like everywhere else.
Hello,
Hi, Mr. Virgo. Miss Desmond, have a chair for you.
Hello.
One for you, Mrs. Virgo.
Thank you. We came to see you, Mr. Vernon, because Angela fell.
Yeah, I feel that Peppino is going to die of the broken heart. For months he no played the violin.
I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Virgo. I'm convinced your husband's innocent. There's been a terrible mistake. Everything's been proper and legal. It's just that the circumstances are against us.
Well, Angela feels that perhaps court action isn't the thing that will snap Pepe out of it. You say that Pepe's innocent. Why are you sure?
The medical reports are negative. Then, too, my agent in Hemley contacted people who knew the original Pepe Virgo. When shown your husband's picture, Angela, they were sure it wasn't the same man.
Oh, that's what's the important thing. Peppino feels his friends are afraid for him to touch their food. If it could be proved to the neighbors that Peppino has...
My dear Mrs. Virgo, we can prove it to the world if he'd only let me take it further.
Never mind the world, just to the neighbors.
The only way it can be proved to anybody with complete satisfaction is through the courts. It's very frustrating to know that a man's innocent, that he can be cleared, but he won't let me fight to clear him.
Angela, if you could only convince him to trust Mr. Vernon.
He trusts nobody, especially lawyers now. Mr. Vernon, you can't just prove to the neighbors, huh?
Well, I don't know, Mrs. Virgo. The day I hear from the State Court of Final Resort, I'll visit you at your home with all the evidence I've gathered on this case. Perhaps then I can convince your husband to let me go on with it.
Oh, Mr. Vernon, if you bring the smile back to Peppino, if you make him go to the violin again, I would pray for you to all the saints.
Mrs. Virgo, just pray that your husband loses his fear of fighting for his rights.
For a long time I pray that. Oh, goodbye, Mr. Vernon. God bless you. Grazie molto.
Just a minute. What's that, Angela? Somebody else is coming?
People are just a drop in.
Oh, hold on, never minute. It's just a drop in? Just like that, huh?
Good evening, everybody.
Mr. Vernon.
May I come in?
Excuse me, please come in. Please. Nobody make a mistake of what I say, huh? You all are welcome. But I no like games that be played with me. What's going on here? Huh?
Oh, nobody's been playing games, Peppino.
Perhaps I can explain, Mr. Virgo. I've just heard from the State Court of Final Resort.
Yeah, but why you do that? Huh? I told you I was finished. What happened with the court?
They refused to review the case.
Refused? Okay. Now everybody's convinced, huh? The state cannot be fought.
The state can be fought. We've got evidence to prove that you are not a typhoid carrier, that you've been mistaken for another man.
Good. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. You got the proof. What good that do, huh? The judges, they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen because I'm just a little man.
Not because you're a little man, Mr. Virgo. The higher courts have simply passed on whether or not you got a fair trial. Unfortunately, the evidence we have now was not presented at your first trial. There's only one way to go back to that first court, to be able to present that evidence. Let me take it to the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court of the United States?
Yes.
You're crazy. Me, Peppe Virgo, go to the Supreme Court of the United States.
Mr. Vernon Goodman, Peppino, do what he says.
Sure, let him.
What's the matter? What's the matter? You all crazy? You want to get me deported? You want me to go to jail? Supreme Court of the United States.
You're within your rights, Mr. Virgo. Nobody's going to deport you or put you in jail.
Do you think we can win, Mr. Vernon?
I'm sure of it, Miss Desmond.
What'll it take to fight it, Mr. Vernon?
Not too much. There'll be some cost for printing of briefs and records and filing of petitions. I want no fee for myself. But costs would come to approximately $200.
$200? Oh.
What is $200? The whole neighborhood will chip in. And it is the fight of all of us.
Yeah. Well, that's a fine. That's a fine. Just a fine. Sure, everybody's going to pay, huh? Well, I'm not doing no charity. I don't need no charity to get in more trouble. Everybody's butting into my business. The United States governors are going to get mad at me. And then...
It is not charity, Pepe.
No, Pepe, we do it for ourselves.
What do you all got to do with it?
It is very important to us. We all dreamed the same dream when we came to this country, Pepe.
Sure. Here in America, there's a joy of life for us.
This country is good to be citizen of, good to live in. That's what we think, all of us, when we come.
Remember what we used to say to each one the other when we studied for our papers?
Yeah.
Security, justice, dignity, a country where a man can be full grown up.
Sure, Pepe. You must prove for your friends that democracy has the belief in the value and the dignity of the human being.
Well, for us, there would be no place to go.
I'm always a believer in democracy, everything for everybody, but now I'm feeling just like nobody. I'm not going to do nothing.
If nobody can go to the Supreme Court of the United States, that is something. If the government makes a mistake and an injustice is done, and then the government makes right the mistake, well, then we have the security, the dignity.
Yeah, what's the matter? I know how the security, the dignity, the hum. Sure, I'm on all of those things. Yeah, but what am I going to do?
For us, you must prove the dream is true. For all the neighborhood, for all the people in the world who have followed the dream to this country.
But what makes you think they're going to let me to the Supreme Court?
I believe what we have read when we studied for our papers.
Sure, you remember, Pepe. We used to read to each other. Yeah, I'm going to remember, sure. I'm never going to forget, but I'm going to remember we hold this truth to be self-evident. All men created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these life, liberty, pursuit of the happiness, that to secure these rights.
It is the unanimous opinion of this court that the refusal of the trial on the grounds of newly discovered evidence was an error and a denial to the plaintiff of due process of law. It is therefore ordered that Pepe Virgo be given a new trial.
Angela, the door.
I'm a-coming.
Oh, Angela, I heard the good news, and I'm so happy.
Oh, Ruthie, it's very good. Everything's going to be all right now. Everything's going to be wonderful. Peppino is playing his violin again.
That's right, Ruthie. Hey, Ruthie, I'm going to get all of my back pay back.
And Mr. Vernon say it's a cinch to win the case.
Pepe, how does it feel being a little man now?
What do you mean, a little man? Who's a little man? When a fellow citizen of the United States of America, then he's as big as any man in the whole world.
This is Claire Booth Luce again. Everywhere I go, people ask me, when is the United Nations going to bring us peace? The answer is that peace cannot be produced by organized political groups alone, however good the organization. There are no man-made political or economic blueprints for peace which alone can guarantee it. I don't mean we all can't discover the laws of peace. We can, but we can't invent them. It's like this. Take Euclid, whose geometry we study in school. Now, Euclid didn't create. He discovered the mathematical laws for geometry. The laws themselves had always been in the universe. He worked them out, but he didn't create them, any more than the miner creates the gold he digs out of a mountain. There's a God-given law of peace, too, but it can be found only in the hearts of men of goodwill. Only goodwill, brotherly love, can cast out the fear in men's hearts of other men. And fear is the root of love. Fear is the root of all war. Peace is the trustful triangle formed by love between each man, his neighbor, and God. Another thing, we must never forget that even though the world itself can't have peace, every individual can. You and I can find peace for ourselves through prayer and union with a divine plan. And if each of us would try to find peace for ourselves, we would be helping to find it for all the world. Peace. No man-made plot or plan, no diplomatic maneuvers can advance it. No international organization or treaties can guarantee it. There's no balance of power scheme, no army that can enforce it unless God is the base of the triangle formed by him, with each of us on one side and our neighbor on the other. Everyone in America is yearning for peace on this Memorial Day. Our best chance to have it is to pray for peace and to keep peace in our own lives and souls. And so the great contribution each of us can make is to put our own interior life in order according to God's law of love. From that order, peace cannot fail to spring. And the Family Theater reminds us, the family that prays together stays together.
More things are wrought by prayer than this world dreams of.
From Hollywood, Family Theater has brought you J. Carroll Nash in Pepe Virgo, American Citizen. Claire Booth Luce was your hostess. Others in our cast were Irene Tedrow, Barbara Eiler, Herb Rawlinson, Herb Vigran, Charles Seal, Harold Deerenforth, Howard Culver, Jack Raymond, and John Sheehan. The script was written by Fred Freiberger, with music composed and conducted by Harry Zimmerman, and was directed for Family Theater by Joseph F. Mansfield. This series of Family Theater broadcasts is made possible by the thousands of you who feel the need for this type of program, by the Mutual Network, which responds to this need, and by the hundreds of stars of stage, screen, and radio who give so unselfishly of their time and talent to appear on our Family Theater stage. To them and to you, our humble thanks. This is Tony Lofrano expressing the wish of Family Theater that the blessing of God may be upon you and your home, and inviting you to join us next week at the same time when Family Theater will present Margaret O'Brien, Ricardo Montalban, and Rita Johnson in The Holdout Heart. Join us, won't you? Family Theater is broadcast throughout the world and originates in the Hollywood studios of the world's largest network, the Mutual Broadcasting System.